On a sun-scorched road in the American West, a magnificent wild Mustang lay collapsed. His name was Flash, a proud leader of his herd, now defeated by thirst and exhaustion. Dust coated his once glossy coat, his breathing was shallow, and his powerful body was still. Cars swerved around him, drivers casting fleeting glances before speeding away. To them, he was just another animal, a sad but inevitable part of the harsh wilderness. Hope was fading with the setting sun. Just as the last light of day painted the sky, a beat-up truck pulled over. Out stepped a young girl named Lily and her father, a local rancher. Lily was different from other kids. A traumatic event years ago had stolen her voice, leaving her locked in a world of silence. While she couldn't speak, her eyes saw things others missed. They held a depth of understanding that went beyond words. Her father approached the horse cautiously, his experienced eyes assessing the grim situation. He sighed, shaking his head. "He's too far gone, sweetheart. There's nothing we can do." He saw a dying animal, but Lily saw something else. She saw a flicker of fight in the Mustang's eye, a spark of the wild spirit that refused to be extinguished. Ignoring her father's gentle warnings, Lily slowly walked towards the majestic creature. She didn't see a beast. She saw a soul in pain. She knelt beside his massive head, her small hand reaching out not with fear, but with a profound sense of connection. She looked directly into Flash's large, dark eye. In that moment, something incredible happened. It was a silent conversation, a meeting of two spirits who understood suffering. Lily saw flashes of his life galloping free across the plains, leading his herd, the desperate search for water. And Flash, in turn, saw into Lily's silent world. He saw her loneliness, her frustration, and the unspoken words trapped inside her. A wave of empathy, powerful and raw, passed between them. It was a language older than words, a bond forged in shared vulnerability. Her father watched, stunned. He saw the Mustang, which had been completely unresponsive, lift his head ever so slightly towards his daughter. A low nicker, barely a whisper of sound, escaped the horse's throat. It was a sign, a plea, a recognition. For the first time in a long time, Lily felt a surge of purpose. She had to save him. Determined, she tugged at her father's sleeve, her eyes pleading with an intensity he couldn't ignore. He saw the conviction in his daughter's face, a fire he hadn't seen in years. Shaking off his doubt, he grabbed the water canteens and a rope from his truck. This was a long shot, but for Lily, he had to try. Together, they worked through the night. Lily gently trickled water onto the Mustang's dry lips, whispering soft, unintelligible sounds of encouragement. Her father used his ranching skills to create a makeshift sling, hoping to help the horse stand if he regained any strength. It was a monumental effort, a testament to a father's love for his daughter and her inexplicable connection to a dying animal. As dawn broke, a miracle unfolded. Aided by the sling and fueled by Lily's unwavering presence, Flash struggled to his feet. He was weak, his legs trembling, but he was standing. He leaned against Lily, his great head resting on her small shoulder in a gesture of pure trust and gratitude. Her father could only stare in awe. He had witnessed the impossible. News of the rescue spread through the small town. People called it a miracle, the story of the silent girl who saved the wild Mustang. They decided to bring Flash back to the ranch to recover fully. The town veterinarian, a grizzled man named Doc Adams, came to check on him. "I've never seen anything like it," he admitted. "This horse should be dead." It's as if that little girl willed him back to life. The days that followed were transformative for both Lily and Flash. She spent every waking moment with him, grooming his coat, bringing him fresh hay, and just sitting with him in comfortable silence. Flash, in turn, became her shadow. The wild, untamable spirit had found a kindred soul. He would follow her around the paddock, nuzzling her gently, his eyes always soft when he looked at her. Their bond was a source of wonder for everyone at the ranch. The ranch hands would stop their work just to watch the silent girl and the powerful stallion, communicating in a world of their own. Her father watched with a heart full of hope. He saw his daughter slowly emerging from her shell. She was smiling more, her eyes sparkling with a new light. One sunny afternoon, Lily was in the pasture with Flash. She was humming a small tune, a habit she'd developed since his rescue. A group of children from a neighboring ranch rode by on their ponies. Seeing Lily with the huge Mustang, one of the boys taunted, "Look, it's the quiet girl and her broken-down horse. Cat got your tongue?" The cruel words hit Lily like a physical blow. Her face fell, and she instinctively reached for Flash's mane, burying her face in his neck. The familiar sting of shame and isolation washed over her. Flash sensed her distress instantly. He let out a loud, protective snort, stomping his hoof and positioning himself between Lily and the other children. His message was clear: leave her alone. The kids, intimidated by the massive, protective horse, quickly rode away. Lily looked up at Flash, her eyes filled with tears of gratitude. He had stood up for her when she couldn't stand up for herself. In that moment, a dam inside her broke. All the pent-up frustration, the sadness, the unspoken words of years surged forward. Looking at her magnificent protector, she opened her mouth. A sound came out, raspy and uncertain at first. Flash. It was just a whisper, the first word she had spoken in years. Her own voice sounded foreign to her. She tried again, a little louder, a little clearer. Flash. The horse's ears twitched. He turned his head and nuzzled her cheek, nickering softly as if to say, "I hear you." Tears streamed down Lily's face, but this time they were tears of joy, of release. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice growing stronger with each word. "Thank you, Flash." Her father, who had been watching from the porch, ran towards her, his own eyes wet with tears. He wrapped his arms around Lily and her horse in a tight embrace. The silence that had filled their lives for so long was finally broken, replaced by the sound of a daughter's voice and a father's happy sobs. The story of Lily and Flash became a local legend, a tale of how compassion can heal the deepest wounds. Lily's voice returned completely, and she became a confident, joyful young woman. She and Flash were inseparable, a living symbol of hope and the extraordinary power of a connection that transcends words. They showed everyone that sometimes the most profound changes come not from what we say, but from what we are willing to see in each other's eyes. Their story reminds us that every life is worth saving, and that true communication comes from the heart. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. We'll see you in the next video.